Picture a young girl from the Midwest, dreaming not of spotlights, but of stories, only to find herself shining alongside legends in Hollywood's golden age. Now, at 93, she's ready to share a piece of her heart one that's been silent for decades, about a man who shaped her path in ways few could imagine. This is a story of resilience, quiet heroism, and the courage to honor the past. Buckle up, because it's going to pull you in deep. She was born in a small North Dakota town, raised in a family where hard work and kindness were the backbone. Her dad ran the local paper, sparking her love for words, while her mom taught her grace under pressure. They moved to California when she was young, trading wide plains for the buzz of Los Angeles. She wasn't chasing fame, not yet. She studied business, aiming to write or edit, picturing a life behind the scenes. But beauty pageants changed everything. Her poise and charm caught eyes, landing her small roles on TV and in movies. She wasn't just a pretty face. She was determined to prove it. Her big break came in a dusty western, starring alongside giants of the screen. As a sharp-tongued, captivating saloon girl, she held her own, her wit and warmth stealing scenes. That role launched her into a new league, proving she could shine in a man's world. Through the 60s and 70s, she danced across genres: gritty crime dramas, sleek heist films, intense thrillers, each role showing a new side of her. She brought strength and heart to every part, never boxed in as just one type of woman. Her presence was magnetic, a mix of grit and elegance that left audiences hooked. Then came a TV role that changed everything. In the mid-70s, she stepped into the shoes of an undercover cop, tough, smart, and human. It wasn't just a hit. It was a revolution. Women saw themselves in her, inspired to take on roles they'd never dreamed of, from precincts to boardrooms. She won awards, broke barriers, and became a symbol of what women could do. Even as the industry shifted, she kept working films, guest spots, talk shows, her sharp humor and wisdom keeping her relevant well into her later years. But her personal life? That's where the real story unfolds. She married young, a charming athlete turned businessman who seemed like the perfect match for an up-and-coming star. They wed in the early 50s, full of hope. But as her career soared, the strain of fame pulled them apart. Long shoots, endless travel, it wore them down. By the late 50s, they drifted, divorcing soon after. Still, she kept his name, weaving it into her identity as she climbed Hollywood's ladder. It wasn't just a name. It was a reminder of her roots, her strength. During those years, she found herself drawn to thinkers, economists, diplomats, people shaping the world beyond the screen. One couple, a renowned scholar and his wife, became close friends. When they moved to India for his ambassador post, she visited, soaking in the culture, the politics, the raw energy of a nation finding its feet. Those trips shaped her, showing a side that Hollywood rarely saw: curious, engaged, far more than a glamorous star. She carried those experiences quietly, letting them ground her in a whirlwind industry. Love came again in the mid-60s, this time with a musical genius whose songs defined an era. Their marriage was a dazzling blend of art and passion, her star power, his soulful melodies. They were a power couple, but not without cracks. The demands of their careers, the pull of their creative worlds, led to a separation. They dated others, testing the waters, but their bond held through the birth of their daughter. She was their light, a beautiful soul who faced challenges from early on, later diagnosed with autism. Her mother poured everything into her care, learning patience and love in ways she never expected. Tragically, their daughter's struggles ended in heartbreak. At 40, she took her own life, leaving a wound that never fully healed. Her parents, though divorced by then, shared that grief, bound by their love for her. The composer lived on. creating music until his final days in 2023. Their story passionate, flawed, and deeply human mirrored the highs and lows of the lives they touched through their art. If this story touches your heart, please share it, because these truths deserve to be heard. Now at 93, she's opening up about a man who left a mark on her early in her career. Western icon known for his quiet strength and commanding presence. They worked together in those golden years, when studios ruled and actors lived by unwritten codes. She'd always stayed mum about him, letting rumors swirl. But in a recent conversation, she broke that silence, her voice soft with memory. He was the real deal, she said. A pro who made everyone feel seen, no matter how big the set or how tense the day. She shared a story from a chaotic shoot, when nerves were frayed and hours dragged on. He didn't snap or sulky, cracked a joke, eased the mood, and got everyone back on track. That was his way. Leading without ego. Working with him was a masterclass, she admitted. He'd honed his craft to a razor's edge, but never made you feel small. You felt lifted up, pushed to bring your best, she said. His presence was a balance of grit and kindness, a rare thing in an industry full of sharp edges. She laughed off the old Hollywood gossip, the tall tales that grow around legends. People love their stories, she said, but I knew him as authentic. He cared about the work, about the people. Her words carry weight, a rare glimpse into a time when stars were larger than life, yet human at their core. Why speak now? It's not just nostalgia. It's about honoring someone who shaped her, who showed her what integrity looked like in a cutthroat world. At this age, she said, you realize it's time to give credit where it's due. Her memories paint a picture of a man who stood tall, not just on screen, but in quiet moments, offering a hand, a smile, a steady presence. It's a reminder that behind the glamour, real connections forge the stories we cherish. This isn't just a trip down memory lane. It's a call to remember the people who light our paths, who show us how to stand firm and kind. Her life, from a small-town dreamer to a trailblazing star, is proof that resilience and heart can outshine even the brightest lights. If this moves you, hit like, subscribe, and share this story. Let's keep these legacies alive, celebrating the courage to speak, the strength to endure, and the love that lingers through it all.